Hey everyone! Welcome to the Game Today channel. Today, we're going to talk about a subject that always generates a lot of discussion among fans of games and cinema: adaptations of games to movies. It is very common to see successful games being adapted for the cinema. But is it easy to transform an interactive story into a cinematographic script? Let's find out together. First of all, it's important to note that adapting a game to a movie is a very delicate process. After all, games are a completely different form of media than film, and both aim to bring audiences to a different experience. Games tend to be more interactive, while movies are more passive. So the first thing a movie studio needs to do when adapting a game is understand the game's story and mechanics. It's important to respect the essence of the game, but it's also important to adapt it for film, so that the story makes sense without the audience needing to play the game to understand it. Another important point is the choice of the team that will work on the adaptation. It is necessary to hire people who understand games, but also cinema. The screenwriter, for example, needs to be able to transform an interactive story into a cinematographic script. The director needs to be able to guide the story so that it works on film. In addition, adapting a game to film also involves casting. It is important to choose actors who are able to convey the essence of the characters in the game. Often, this means hiring unknown actors for the role, as they do not have a pre-established image that could interfere with the interpretation. Another challenge with film adaptations of games is fidelity to the source material. Many fans are frustrated when the adaptation is not faithful to the game. But you have to remember that cinema and games are different media. It's possible that some things need to be adapted for the story to make sense on film. To ensure fidelity to the source material, many movie studios have enlisted the help of game developers themselves. They can act as consultants during the film's production, helping to ensure that the essence of the game is preserved. Another important point is the production of special effects. Many games have amazing graphics that can be difficult to reproduce in the cinema. You need to invest in a visual effects team that can create realistic effects that feel like the game. Finally, it is important to note that game adaptations for cinema are not always successful. Often, the final result does not please fans of the game. But that doesn't mean adaptation has no value. It is necessary to remember that each medium has its own characteristics and limitations. And the important thing is that the adaptation is a work that works within the medium in which it was produced. But when a game-to-film adaptation succeeds, it can be a true masterpiece. An example of this is the film Lara Croft: Tomb Raider, based on the eponymous game series. The film was successful at the box office and critically, thanks to its faithfulness to the main character and the adventurous atmosphere present in the games. Another example is the movie Resident Evil, based on the series of games of the same name. Although the film strayed quite a bit from the game's original story, it managed to convey the same sense of tension and fear that is characteristic of the games in the series. Finally, it's important to remember that game-to-movie adaptations are not a new phenomenon. Since the 1980s, we've seen several video game adaptations, such as Super Mario Bros. And Street Fighter. But with the advancement of technology and the rise in popularity of games, adaptations are becoming more and more common and relevant. And that's it, folks. I hope you enjoy knowing a little more about how video game adaptations are made. Don't forget to leave your like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of our next videos. To the next.